been live in like months anyway. So there's obviously been a lot happening. I haven't really said much about any of it, obviously, because first off, no one cares. Second off, I haven't been streaming. But recently, they nerfed turbo building, and honestly, I'm glad that they did, because as someone who plays on Combat Pro, I rely on it quite a lot, because I have to hold down R2 to actually place the builds, which is what I always used to do with turbo build on. It helped a lot, and then I just pressed L1 and R1. It took me about a year and a half to get as good as I am now, and then I got vaulted. Well, not vaulted, but like I got nerfed. So basically, now that no one can basically build, it actually makes it a lot easier to just push. It makes it a lot easier to rush because it doesn't go into a build battle. And when it does, then what are they gonna do? They can't build. So like the vaulting turbo builds was actually, why do I keep on saying vaulting? They haven't vaulted. You can't vault turbo build. But like nerfing it was probably one of the best things I think they done. Although I do agree with like the mechs, they're broken. Now you can't really build as well to defend yourself. That's a problem. The problem with the mechs is that like I'm pretty sure they're going to be needed somewhere during the story. Because like if you land at Dusty, you can see where with like everything changing every week. There's parts of the mech there now. So I don't know exactly what they're going to do in the story, but they've definitely got something to do with the story. It's just people can't build now, and people aren't happy about it because they rely on it so much. But that's not exactly the case. You just need to learn to build a little bit slower. Although at the rate things are going, they'll be unvaulted pretty soon anyway. So yeah, I get why people complain, because obviously the people who don't really use Builder Pro, it's not exactly what they... Ah, shit. Well... Oh, fuck. Alright. Damn it. Well, anyway. Back to the point I was making. Turbo build isn't necessary. You don't need it to build. It's not necessary. It's actually it just makes it easier. You know, you can still build. You can build quite easily still. It won't even take that long to relearn. Like for PC players, all they need to do is just click the mouse instead. It's not that hard. And I'm not exactly sure how to explain this, but for controller players, it really isn't. It really doesn't affect them that much either, because I honestly don't think that they build as fast or they rely as much on turbo build. It really depends what thing you use. Like I use Combat Pro, so it doesn't affect me. I think most Builder Pro players it won't affect. I really don't. But custom players, I could see how that might affect them a little bit, but even then, like it's not. I'm trying to think how to explain it. It'd be better to show you, really. Alright, yeah, I'll show you. I'll go on creative and just show you. Okay. I'm waiting for this to load now. It's taking ages. Actually, while I'm here, while that's doing that, I'm just gonna advanced settings, go to that. There we go. Okay, this is better. Creative's fine, yeah. No, not creative, actually. I'll go. Yeah, creative's fine. Okay. Just while this is loading, I'm just gonna start like monologuing, but basically, Fortnite's a lot more fun now. I don't think people realize that, but when you play, you don't like build battles. They just don't really happen, and that's a good and a bad thing. But like, build battles are fun. But the problem is that people just overbuild so much. It's ridiculous. It is honestly ridiculous how much they overbuild. It kind of ruined the game for me, I think, because every fight I went to was just kind of ruined by people just overbuilding, just building so much, and it's not worth the risk because you just get broken down and you die. It's it's a bit of a problem. It was always a bit of a problem, I think. And then with things like Season 5, which I know is getting pretty old, like people really started building back in Season 5. But yeah. Alright, so I'm just gonna explain how I would normally build. So obviously you can see up top when I go to edit, it's like L1 R1 switch to that. So what I normally would have done was I would have went to the floor, held down R2, and then I would have pressed L1 twice, like that there. Then I would have pressed circle, go back to the map, R1 once, hold down R2, then L1 twice. And if I do that now, I can still kind of do it. Eventually it'll probably mess up here. But at the end of the day I can still kind of do it, so I go to build like this, and I can still kind of do it. Until about not there when I mess up by mistake, but that was just kind of mainly my part, not turbo build. So like overall, it didn't really affect me. I want to see if I can get a better example. I think that was a decent example, I have no idea. Okay. Okay. Alright. I want to try something actually. I used to do it like this here. So sometimes it messes up. And I think the key to really building and stuff like this now is just jumping first. Because like it doesn't have time to register normally with turbo build now. So the best thing to do is to jump just before you do anything else. And honestly, I actually think that turbo building, really, I didn't notice that much of a difference. Like, I can still build just fine. And I fucked it up as soon as I say that. Like, there's a noticeable difference, I won't lie. Like, I can tell that I'm playing worse than I normally would. But I can never do 90s. Anyway.